Ladies and gentlemen, I am in the Fraternal Order of the Owls in the heart of Beaver Falls. You know, the Owls was first founded in 1904 in South Bend by John W. Talbot. The whole idea is to help people in business and families and members who may have passed and their children survive and widows. They do amazing work at the Owls, but it's a great gathering place, and it's a great place to talk football. And when you think of Beaver Falls, you think of this guy who will be enshrined in April at the Fez, the Beaver County Hall of Fame, my hero, Ronnie Shiro. And Jim Equals and I are going to be heading up at the bar talking some sports. One of my other heroes in just a moment, his wife Naomi, is shooting this on the AT&T phone. First off, congratulations on the Beaver County Hall of Fame enshrinement.
Thank you very much.
How do you've been on one heck of a roll lately, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a nice fall.
It has been. Listen, when we were mourning your brother's death, and I saw you that day, the funeral home here in Beaver Falls, and then the next thing you know, I find out about this whole coaching thing. And I'm thinking Carl Flory, Larry Bruno, Larry Matrazzo, all these names that I know connected to you and your past. And I'm thinking, why would he want to do it? But it really made my day because I always wanted you to get back into coaching because I thought there was so much unfinished business. But in your wildest dreams, even calling on the great spirit of Larry Bruno, you never could have thought you'd be 9-2 getting ready to play in the semifinals against Steel Valley.
No, you're right. Going into it, I really didn't have any idea what to expect, and we've come a long way. I mean, we had to put the puzzle together, and we've made some changes since the beginning, even back in camp, and the kids grabbed onto the philosophy, and the philosophy was, we're going to play hard, leave everything on the field, and they really do play hard.
And that win against Freedom, very evident of that, 21-7. And Freedom, congratulations to them on a fine season. But you're back in the semifinals for the first time since '07. Listen, Carl Flory and you put this program on the map because they wallowed for years. And I was always a fan of the Panthers, had a lot of friends, had kids in that school district, and it was nice to see. And then it kind of went away. How's the school hanging on and gravitating towards this and the faculty and the community? They must be just tickled.
No, I think you're right. It's been great for the community, the school, and I told the kids, enjoy the ride. I said, just be ready to play on Friday nights, and they've grabbed onto it.
You know, I was a little skeptical in this whole classification thing when it first went down. Jim Equals and I have talked about it, and I've talked to others about it, but it's been great, and we're going to break down the games at Heinz Field this week, and then you, if you're lucky enough, and we're all rooting for you to get by this game, the championships in 1A and 2A are going to be played at Joe Walton Stadium at that beautiful campus in Robert Morris. I think it really worked out for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of things, especially with the AAA, with the fact that they wanted 4 games at Heinz Field, and especially with our area, with the 4 teams that they had in that conference. I mean, it was tough on them. It didn't affect Riverside that much because we had either played the teams in the past or they were playing in the same conference with them last year and the year before. So it didn't affect us that much. Some of them it affected, but we don't have a problem with it.
All right, let me just throw out some names, and you just give me your thoughts. Jason Dambaugh, a couple of years ago, was a quarterback. You got a young man by the name of Austin, brother Dambaugh, who's having another great year, wide receiver, safety. Tell me about this guy.
Well, he's very athletic. He had a back problem early in the year, and it limited him. The biggest thing I can say about Austin, besides the fact that he's a great athlete, is he's becoming a complete football player. Mm-hmm. In the past couple of years, he was just asked to be a wide receiver and, go out, catch the football, and get some nice numbers. This year, we're asking a whole lot more of him. We're asking him to, he runs the ball. We run some plays with him. He has to block, and he has to catch the football too. So he's actually become a complete football player and very unselfish.
Listen, 34 catches, 532 yards, 6 touchdowns. Last year, just lights out, 45 catches, 844 yards, 9 TDs. But he said he had the back problem. 4.6 speed, though, which is more than impressive. He's gotten some offers, and I'm all about helping these young men get to the next level. Places like Toledo and Akron. You think he will play at the next level?
I think he has the capability of playing at the next level if that's what he chooses. He's a great baseball player, too. And it's up to him, but obviously we'll do anything we can as far as getting him there. But there's some things on him that it might not be in stats, but they're going to see on film where he's becoming a complete player.
All right, quarterback Ben Hughes, tight end Dylan Shannon. Talk about those two athletes.
Dylan Shannon was not a player last year on the football team. Came in. It's been one of the keys to our football team. We needed a tight end. We needed a tight end that could block, and we needed a tight end that could catch the football, but more so the blocking part. He's made some big catches for us lately because some teams have ignored him, and he's an all-conference kid at tight end, and he's done a great job. He came out, and he's actually starting two ways for us now. And there's a lot of kids that didn't play last year that have made great contributions. Ben Hughes, I can't say enough about him. I had no idea that back in July that he would be our quarterback right now. I did see some things in him where he had a lot of poise and a lot of savvy. And then the second week of camp, he started coming on. He would pick our secondary apart when we would run any kind of skeleton drill. And he had this savvy about him and this poise. And the thing is, his cousin Woodrow was the tight end, or is the tight end now. He was the quarterback, but it would give us another position if we could make the switch. So after the Steel Valley game, we made the switch, and I can't say enough about him. He's actually become a very good, he's like a coach on the field, and his arm has gotten stronger as the season's gone on, and he's a complete player.
Listen, we wish you the best of luck. I mean, you could give me some coach speak 101, but you know what you're going to do this weekend, and we just wish you the best of luck. And obviously, you're facing a really tough football team, so good luck, okay?
I appreciate it.
But I'm not going to let you go because I'm going to brag on you a little bit. And, I'm fighting a cold here. You think you could have the fire working for me, take some of this chill out of the room. But this is a great place, isn't it? You love coming here, and I hear that this is one of the best places still in Beaver Falls to come and just men to hang out and, decompress a little bit.
Yes, it is. It's great. I can't say nothing about I can't say anything negative about it, and it's a really good time. There's always someone here and everyone gets along, and it's really enjoyable.
A friend of mine, Stevie Matrazzo, says you're a pretty good cook.
Well, I specialize in barbecue.
Do you?
So,
well, I'm single, so if you want to make some barbecue and toss it my way, I'd appreciate it.
As a matter of fact, the last couple of weeks on Mondays, our team has enjoyed some barbecue.
Nice.
I take it out for them, so it's been a fun ride.
Listen, I can't tell you how happy I am for you. And when I say this, I've been in this business 35 years. I've met a lot of celebrities, a lot of people, but I still get stoked when I get around guys like you. And I do get a little impressed, maybe too much at times, but I admire all the things that you've done, your body of work, and how you've been a great coach of young men. And for years, you worked with Gino DeMarco just to kind of keep your foot in the door up at Geneva. And your son was a great athlete there. And Jim and you and Naomi were talking about it before we went to tape here. But you as an athlete, 1970, Larry Bruno, you go on to play Kentucky a couple of years. You end up in Slippery Rock, finishing off in baseball. Beaver Falls was such a special place. It was the only city in Beaver County. I mean, it was a large community, 500 or so, usually pretty much the average graduating class. Just kind of take me back to what it was like playing at Reeve Stadium for Larry Bruno, truly in the height of his coaching career, and when this city was thriving.
Well, the town in itself was unreal. I mean, I told my kids that growing up because they didn't get to experience it. It was the city between Pittsburgh and Youngstown. It was just a great place to grow up, and I would never trade it for anything. As far as the high school experience, it was unbelievable. I mean, it's not like today's football. If you were a sophomore and you made camp,
That was an event.
that was an event. I mean, just to make camp, not everyone went to camp. There was probably 115, 120 guys out for the team, and that's grades 10 through 12. And if you got to go to camp, it was an event. And if you got to dress on Friday nights and got to wear the blazer around school as a sophomore, it was
How nice was that, huh?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And the orange and black. And, I think of Joe Namath, and I know you've heard all about him. But then I've talked to so many friends who grew up here. My Uncle Dick Cairns and the legend of St. Mary's and, the Beagle family and the Manzetti family, my brother-in-law. I just wish I could have had one fall Friday night. But they said it was a spectacle to watch Beaver Falls play at Reeve Stadium on a Friday night back then.
Yes, it didn't matter if what the record of the team was, if it was around 500 or if it was a team that was vying for a championship. It was standing room only. I mean, and if you went away, and I'm glad that I had parents that took me when I was young, and we went to all the away games, and it was the same thing there. You go to Butler, Newcastle, Farrell, Sharon, Aliquippa, Ambridge, and it was Friday night, and Friday night was football in Beaver County.
Last thing, how many slices of D&G pizza have you actually eaten in one sitting? I can tell you, I've done a dozen.
Oh, I haven't had a dozen, but
Close?
I've probably had 6 or 7.
My man. Listen, we love you. We're so proud of you, and thank you for letting us come to your home away from home, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, Jimmy Equals and I up next talking all sorts of great sports. Stick with us. We're at the Owls in Beaver Falls.